The job is not done on inflation. The Fed will continue assessing data to determine the pace and destination of interest rates. This is more or less how the US Fed chair responded to a journalist's question about a potential rate cut in December. Nevertheless, Jerome Powell is always careful in his statements to avoid abrupt market movements. However, it seems that we are witnessing the early signs of a conflict between the Fed chair and the future US president, who tends to act quite the opposite. In the meantime, let's review the macroeconomic reports slated for release on November 14 and see how they could shape the market sentiment. You are watching Traders Calendar. On November 14, reports will primarily reflect labor market conditions in the multiple countries. For instance, Australia will release its employment data, which may show a drop of 2.5 times to around 25,000 jobs. A weaker labor market is likely to negatively influence the Australian dollar. Employment in the Eurozone may also decline from 0.8% to 0.6%, and the slide of the euro could become weaker. The negative scenario could also be supported by the release of the Eurozone industrial production figures. Forecasts suggest a drop to minus 1.6% year-on-year in September, and this is a significant decline following a 0.1% increase in the previous period. Such a drop is likely to exert additional pressure on the euro. The euro's potential depreciation could be softened by a GDP report for the third quarter, with the preliminary estimates indicating an annualized growth of 0.9%, and this would mark the strongest GDP rise since the first quarter of 2023. Reports from the United States will close this trading day. Thus, the US will disclose its labor market data along with the producer price figures. Initial jobless claims are expected to come in about 221,000, providing some context to October's exceptionally low non-farm payroll numbers. And this could raise doubts about the strength of the US economy and slightly weaken the greenback. However, the producer price index report could clear up these concerns if it shows an increase to 2.3% from a 1.8% year-on-year. Rise in inflation could boost the US dollar. Thursday will also feature speeches provided by central bank officials, including Isabel Schnabel from the European Central Bank's Executive Board and Richmond Fed President Thomas Barkin. Higher markets will mainly focus on the US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell's comment. Please note that the time of publications is set in a GMT plus 3. The next video review of a Traders Calendar will be released on Thursday, November 14. So see you